In this video, we are going to go over how to do the graphing using intercepts assignment from Chapter 5. And I've already opened up the Sketchpad file. And I opened it to the page that says example. So if you're using Sketchpad 4, you might have to click on the maximize up at the top, the little square. I've already done that, so I can see my page tabs down at the bottom, but they are there. There's 4 pages plus this example page. So the first page of this example page shows what it says in the textbooks to do, which is to find the intercepts by hand. And you need to remember, we learned about this already, but you need to find the x-intercept, you're going to replace y with 0, and then solve for x, so 2x equals 8, and then you get that x equals 4. And to find the y-intercept, you replace x with 0, so 2 times 0 minus 4y, so you solve and you get y equals -2. Now if you're doing this on graph paper, you would plot those 2 points. You would plot that x equals 4, which is 4, 0, and the y is -2, so that's 0, -2, and you'd plot those by hand and then use a ruler or something to connect those with a straight line that goes through the points and continues on in both directions. In Sketchpad, it's mostly the same. You will still, for step 1, you'll still find the x-intercepts and the y-intercept. And then for step 2, you can either plot those points by getting the point tool and saying, okay, one of my points is at x equals 4, so that's 4, 0, so I can put a point there. Or you can go to Graph, Plot Points, and you can enter in your point. So the first one was 4, and y has to be 0 there, and then you can click on Plot, and it graphs the point for you. And then the other one was 0 and -2. So for the y-intercept, 0 you'll have first, and then the y-intercept is -2. And now we're done. Click on Done. And we can scroll down here and see that both of those points are plotted. Let me take the line away. So I've got both of my points here. And now there's 2 ways to draw the line through these points. One way is to go over here and hold this down with your mouse button and select the one that has arrows at both ends. And then connect the 2 points. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it, here's my points. I'm going to select them both with that arrow selection tool. And then I could go to Construct, and I could construct a line through the points. So either one of those ways will work. And that's it. You're done. You graphed a line using the intercepts. So now you go back to page 1, and it's got some problems to do. So first it says that you're going to use the intercepts to graph the line described by each equation. So we have to find the intercepts first. And you can find them on your own paper. You don't have to use Sketchpad to find them. But remember that if I need to find the intercepts for 4x minus 5y equals 20, if I want to find the x-intercept, I'll let y be 0. So 4x minus 5 times 0 equals 20. Well, 5 times 0 is just 0, so I have 4x equals 20. So x is 5. Divide both sides by 4. So x is 5. So my x-intercept is 5. Well, that's the point 5, 0. Let's go ahead and find the other one before I graph this. So my equation is 4x minus 5y equals 20. This time, I will let x be 0 in order to find the y-intercept. Well, 4 times 0 is just 0, so -5y equals 20. Divide both sides by -5, and y will equal -4. That's the point 0, -4. Now I've got 2 points. So I can either use the point tool and find those points here, 5, 0, and 0, -4. Or, even better, I can use the graph, plot points, and I can type in, the first one is 5, 0, so I type 5, and then I change this to 0. And the other one is 0, -4, -4. And I'm now done. And now I'm going to get the line tool with arrows at both ends. I think I already had it selected, so I probably could have just used it. And that's it. I am done with that one. Maybe I want to label it, so the teacher grading these. So if I grab my hand tool and then double click on it, I can call this number 1 instead of J like it was labeled. So there's line number 1. You can even change these to different colors if you so desire. Go to display color, maybe I want to make it pink, and now it's pink. So it's up to you really if you want to change that or not. And then you would do number 2 the same way, and then you'll click on page tab 2 and do these the same way, and these the same way, and those the same way. And that's how you will do each of these problems. Thank you very much. Oh, and don't forget when you're done to go to File, Save, and then save this to your computer, and then attach it to your assignment.